Hi, I'm Hazen Stevens. I'm one of the pastors here at Gate City Church. So glad you made your way to this video. I want to share my personal story of how God has radically transformed my life. And it's not just because I'm a pastor. I believe that He's willing to do this for each and every person that has faced difficult circumstances in your life. You may be in a challenging place yourself right now. And I hope this testimony brings you encouragement that there is a God who loves you and has a purpose for your life. So when I was a young person, I had a religious upbringing. I attended a denominational church. I went to a religious school, but what I found within the church was a lot of hypocrisy, which is ironic because I'm a leader in the church now. But what God had to do in my life in order to bring me to Him was take me through an experience where I had a lot of religion, but I didn't see the real fruit of relationship. And what that religion did was really disillusion me with the church experience. And so when I was in my early teens, I actually, though I was brought up in the church, I walked away from God entirely. I remember I had this cross necklace that I would wear, and I felt like I just failed over and over again to represent God well. And I didn't want to be like the hypocrites that were in my youth group that said one thing and did another. And I said, you know what, I'd rather not even try to represent you, God, than live as a hypocrite. And I remember taking that cross necklace off and just beginning to live for the world and live for dating relationships and live for friendships and live for popularity. And when that had run its course and I found, man, those things really aren't satisfying, and maybe you can relate to a similar season in your life, I began to pursue ambition and success and getting a good job and a good education. And I went through all of that and found that that wasn't satisfying, and it left me at an even emptier and darker place than where I had been years before. And it was at that time when I was at my lowest, having been dumped by my girlfriend, having a secret addiction to pornography that I felt like I couldn't get free from. And in the midst of that place of lowness, God began to speak to me because my heart was humbled and willing to listen to Him. And the thing that He spoke to me, I pray that you would hear the same thing spoken to your heart today. And the thing that He spoke to me is that He loves me, that He gave His life for me on the cross as a sacrifice so He could have a relationship with me, and that He wanted me to be His child and that He wanted to be a father to me. And the reason that was so impactful is I'd had a distant and estranged relationship with my dad who struggled with alcoholism, and I'd never really known the love of a father. And I just remember that was the prayer that changed my life. I said, God, I want you to be my father, and I want to be your son. And I can tell you honestly, everything didn't change overnight, but something radical began to happen in my life when I committed my heart to living as a child of God. And I pray that you would make that same decision today. So no matter where you are, whether you're living for the pleasures of the world or living for ambition or living for yourself in some other way, I want to tell you, you are not what you were created to worship. You're not created to worship yourself. You're created to worship and love God and know Him as a Father. And so I want to encourage you, consider these words today and make that your prayer. If you feel like you want to know God and know the life and purpose that He has for you, ask Him into your heart today. Accept the sacrifice that He's made for you. And I promise you, you will begin to experience radical change.